Real estate is about freedom, choice freedom, time freedom, and money freedom, and the impact you can make with that freedom. But it doesn't come without cost. Your freedom takes work. That's why Neil Timmins brings together the tools you need to build your real estate legacy, from tips and tricks to interviews with industry titans. It's all here in one place. Real Grit. Let's get to it.
Have you thought about getting into commercial real estate but don't know where to start? Or perhaps you're already in it. You want to take your business to the next level. Well, I'm personally inviting you to come to my hometown, Des Moines, Iowa, April 20th, 21st, and 22nd. Our live event, the Commercial Profit Power live event. We're going to be doing live deal analysis. We're doing property visits. We're literally getting in a shuttle and we're going to drive and see multiple assets. Pocket listings. How in the world can you go find listings and build relationships with brokers? How do you find off-market deals? How to structure the financing? So how do we able to raise capital from investors? And how do you put together proper structure when it comes to loans? And of course, there's going to be networking. So I invite you to come. You want to check it out? www.commercialprofitpower.com. That's www.commercialprofitpower.com. I love to see you in person. Your website, digital branding, it's all important. It's like a handshake. It's like the first impression that you give somebody. Well, Gabriel Contreras is with me today, and he's going to talk just about that. Things you can do to improve it and things you can do to really move the needle and change the position of you in the marketplace that you operate in. Coming up right now, Gabriel Contreras. I've got Gabriel Contreras here with me. Gabe, how are you, man?
I'm doing great. How about you, Neil?
It's good to see you, man.
Good to see you too.
Hey, we all got started somehow in real estate. How did you end up, in this industry?
Yeah, so I've actually been connected to real estate pretty much my whole life. My dad was an agent as a kid, and then he became an investor. And then through that, when I got out of high school, I was introduced to an investor friend of his that I went to work for, where I managed his CRM and basically his online marketing. So straight out of high school, that's what I was doing, focusing on online marketing for real estate investing specifically. And then throughout those years, me and my dad did partner up and did a couple deals together. So I've also done some investing on myself as well. But I've primarily focused on helping investors build out their online marketing and branding. And I've done that for the past 7 years now. And yeah, so that's how I got into it. Just been involved with it basically my whole life.
Yeah. So the online branding and marketing, elaborate on that. When you say online branding and marketing, what does that mean to you?
So to me, it means more. I know a lot of people like to think it just means like, setting up a website and just having that so that, if anyone would ever just go to your URL, you have something to capture their information. But for me, it's more about building the brand and building a cornerstone for you to use as a way to actually have real leads come in, right? So there, as investors, we're used to direct mail, cold calling, all these old school approaches to generating leads, whereas online marketing has allowed us as investors to take advantage of the internet and, start doing things like paid pay-per-click advertising, social media marketing, and search engine optimization, things like that. So to me, that's what it means. It just means incorporating all the different types of online marketing and then having your key website being the tool that you use to generate those leads.
Yeah. So, when you put up a website and, there's some strategies behind what to put, how to place it, how to get this thing to work. Where do you see investors get it right? And where do you see them, totally miss the mark?
The beautiful thing about, where we are at now in 2023 is the fact that it's so easy to get online, compared to back in the days, like early 2000s, things like that, where, it costs a lot of money or is super complicated to get started. Nowadays, you sign up for a CRM program and everyone basically just gets a free website, right? So that's like the right thing that everyone does is they make sure that they at least have a website. Everyone knows, like, I need to have that. I need to have something online. Where I see a lot of investors going wrong is they just stop at that, right? So you think, you sign up for whatever real estate CRM program that you're using or any other software out there that just gives you the website, and they stop it there. They think that I just connect my domain and then I just have it there so that if someone asks me for it, or if I just need to like connect it to my Facebook profile, it's there. And when investors do that, they're really missing out on a lot of different strategies that they can use to actually get leads into their business. And it doesn't necessarily have to be paid marketing. I think a lot of investors, they put off building out their online brand just because they think it costs money. They think that they have to either learn how to do it or pay someone to do it for them, when in reality there's things that you could be doing every day to help build your online brand. And I will cover some of the main ones that I think that you should be doing as an investor when you get started, or when you start building your online brand.
Yeah. So something they should be doing. Give me an example of something someone should be doing on a regular, ongoing basis to help improve their online branding largely on their website.
Yeah. So first of all, again, like I said, everyone pretty much has some type of template that they got. And I think the first thing that you should definitely do is go in and at least tweak it up, tweak the site up so that you can start putting your own messaging on there. Especially if you have cookie cutter images, the default wording on there. I would definitely encourage you to go in and spice it up a bit. Definitely, take pictures of yourself, add it onto the site, because it's those small things that when someone goes to your website, you're not going to look like everyone else, right? So if there's 100 investors in St. Louis or whatever city you're in, they all have the same template, because again, everyone pretty much uses the same tools. Everyone just looks the same, right? And so I think something as simple as just adding pictures of yourself, or you and your team, or just you working in the business, I think that in itself is gonna, put you far above the rest of the people that just have this simple template up and don't do anything to it.
Yeah. Where do you? So those who do it right, it sounds like they're doing things, they're updating, they're keeping things fresh, and in an effort to differentiate themselves from those who from a standard from their competitors. How about that?
Yeah.
What about from a lead flow standpoint? Somebody gets a lead. Is there anything they should be doing from working that lead when something comes in online that looks maybe different or somehow is different than a lead coming in from say a phone call or a text message?
Yeah, definitely. So first off, if when you have your site, you want to make sure that all the contact info that you have is actually up to date and working. That's one thing. You won't even believe how many times I've set up sites for people where they give me the wrong number, or they'll give me an old number, or for some reason investors have all these different numbers that they think that they can manage, and they'll give me one for their website and they'll forget about that one, right? So first thing you want to make sure that you're doing is the contact information that you're putting on there is working, so that you actually get those leads and get that contact information. That's number one. The second one is again, if you have a template, most of them out there will do a pretty good job at setting up the pages to work properly. But one thing you always want to make sure is on every single one of your page, you want to make sure that you have a way for leads to actually get in contact with you, right? Whether that's having a call button on your website, whether that's having a functioning form, whether that's having, there's a lot of software tools out there that let you do live chat or automated chats as well. So you want to make sure that leads are able to actually contact you and you're able to capture those leads. And then the next one, and probably even more important than a lot of the other things that I'm going to mention, is having some type of follow-up system in place. Again, if you're using a CRM tool, there's a lot of programs out there. A lot of them are even free, where you can connect the forms that you already have on your website to automatically follow up with those leads. There should be no reason why a lead comes in and you're not following up with them at least once a week, every other day. You need to have that in place, because as you all know, leads, the first touch isn't going to lead to it. It's always going to be in the follow up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Now you have built out, so you work with people in sites that they already have to be able to tweak and improve the quality of those, but you also build things from scratch too, right?
Right. Yeah. And then the benefit of that is, again, number one, the uniqueness of it. Right. You want to be able to stand out from the crowd. And then as far as like templates go, there's nothing wrong with using the ones that come with the CRM programs or whatever software you're using. You just want to make sure that the the website that you're using, or the websites that come with the tools they're using, doesn't stop you from doing what you need to do in your business. Like if the tool doesn't allow you to track customers, if the tool doesn't allow you to follow up, if it doesn't allow you to connect to your CRM program, things like that, then that's where I definitely recommend getting something more custom. And when I say custom, I don't want people to think that you have to go out and pay like thousands of dollars for a website, right? Like there's ways that you can do it where it's very cost effective, only a couple $100, and already with doing that, you're going to be a step above the competition because you're putting that much extra effort into building your online marketing and online brand.
Do you provide some guidance relative to the words that should go on the page, the kind of the avatar, if you will, the type of person who's going to read this? These are the types of things you should be mindful of when you're putting your words on the page.
Yeah, definitely. And that does go into one of the things that I think you should focus on, and that's having like a clear call to action. If you're an investor and you focus on a specific type of investing strategy, it's definitely important to speak that language to the people that you want to work with. Not only so that you can connect with the leads that you want to potentially buy from, but to also shy away from the leads that you don't want to work with, right? Because if you're an investor and you're just saying, we buy houses or we buy whatever type of property, I've heard from so many different types of people where more than half the leads that come in, they call them like junk leads. They just don't want to work with those leads.
Right.
So when you have a clear call to action, you have the right messaging, you make sure that you are working with the right leads.
It should attract and detract at the same time.
Exactly.
What type of investors do you work with?
So I stick with real estate. So I've worked with, the single family home investors. I've done short-term rental investors, mobile home land buyers, commercial, all those different types of investors. And I stick specifically to that just because real estate's my passion. Like I said, I grew up with it, and it's just what, excites me. So I've made sure to just stay in this niche so that I can provide the best type of, guidance and the best websites to my clients.
Yeah. Oh, that's terrific. Let's do this. I want to move on to what I call my final segment, what I call 4-4 impact. Your favorite quote. One of the fundamental rules of marketing is that a confused mind always says no. Russell Brunson said it. What about that resonates most with you?
I think it goes back to like what I was saying, when you want to attract or have the right messaging, attract the right leads, and, shy away from the ones you don't want to work with. I think the biggest struggle with marketing is not necessarily traffic or getting, enough leads. It's more of getting the right leads and getting those leads to do like what you want, right? And in our case, that's give us their information. So if you have a site where you just have a ton of verbiage talking about a lot of different things, a lot of times people aren't going to do what you needed them to do because, in his quote, like you said, a confused mind always says no. So if you're not telling them exactly what to do, if you're not speaking the right language, if you're not giving them that call to action, then it's going to be a waste.
Yeah. What do you think holds most investors back from hitting their personal next level?
So again, it's number one, it's going to be not setting goals. So like in the case of online marketing, it's as easy as saying, I'm going to tweak my website. I'm going to go in and add images of myself, right? I'm going to start, posting onto local directories. I'm going to start, learning about different online marketing strategies, whether that's SEO, whether that's, pay-per-click. I think the biggest thing is they just don't set those goals, and they don't set, goals that they can actually achieve, right? They don't set achievable goals. So where, you could say, oh, I want to have an SEO goal of ranking number 1 in like a month, right? That's just not possible. So I think it's more of creating goals that you can actually hit and then sticking to those.
Yeah. Outside of real estate and websites, what are you most passionate about?
Outside of real estate, I think I'm really passionate about sports. I follow a lot of Boston teams. I love going to games. I love talking with people about sports. And besides real estate, I think that's the only other thing that I really watch and listen to is just teams and sports. Yeah.
Yeah. What's your favorite sport?
My favorite sport to watch is basketball. My favorite team is the Celtics, but my favorite sport to actually attend is baseball.
Baseball. Yeah. Well, I got a lot of new rules this year. It's going to be an interesting year to see what happens in baseball.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm listening to all these pitches, especially with all the rules that are changing there. And it sounds exciting. Yeah.
What's your favorite way to make an impact in the community?
My favorite way is to basically just share the knowledge that I get with people. I don't really want to put any type of wall up. If someone has a question, I'd love to answer it, help people out. And a big way that I do that is I work with different investors that use different programs. So I love to learn, how everything works. And I don't want to steer someone towards picking a specific tool, where my main focus is just helping people learn online marketing as a whole, rather than telling them you have to go this way, you have to do it, you use this tool.
Yeah, there's multiple tools to end up with a similar result.
Exactly. Yeah.
We launched the Real Grit Vault this year. It's a collection of resources available to our listeners. I understand you're making a contribution to the Vault, the Unlimited Seller Leads ebook. Tell us a little about that.
Yeah. So that one, basically that's just me researching over the years different ways for people to start marketing for leads, both paid and free. And inside of it, I do share, how you can actually get into online marketing, either from scratch, or even if you're a seasoned investor and you haven't started online marketing. I share with you some of the ways that you can start today. Things like posting to local directories, getting all of your links up and running, setting up your Facebook, right? Setting up your Google My Business. So there's a lot of different ways that you can go in. And in that ebook, I lay out over 70 different ways for you to start marketing for leads, because there is so many different lead generation strategies that, getting leads should never be a struggle. It's just about learning which one works for you, and then just working on that strategy.
Incredible contribution. You guys can get that at www.realgritvault.com. So when you look forward to 2023, the balance of the year, where are you going? What's new in your world? What do you want to end up accomplishing this year?
This one for myself, I do want to start working with more software companies, just as help with how they give websites to investors. I want to work. That's one of my main goals. And then I'm also, excited for what's coming with AI and all these automations and things like that. It is definitely something that can be scary and daunting at first, but it's something also to look forward to, especially because things change all the time, and we should all be excited about how things change and see it as an opportunity for us to, get above the competition for anyone that's not trying to move forward.
Yeah. Be on the cutting edge of what's taking place, because it's coming.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to hear, for the audience's sake, you and I have known each other for some time. We worked on multiple projects together. You've executed at a high level for myself and our team and our business. So I'm excited to have you on. For people, they want to find you, they want to follow you, they want to connect with you. Where can they go? What should they do?
Yeah, I'm pretty easily accessible. Facebook is probably the best way to contact me. I message people all the time on Facebook. And then if it's not Facebook, it's my website, reileads.com. That's with the Z. So reileadz.com, to get more information on my services. But Facebook is definitely the best place to get in contact with me or connect with me.
Perfect. We'll make sure we get the links below in the show notes. Gabe, I appreciate you taking the time to connect up here and for what you do for investors, because I know investors do a lot of things super well. And for a big number of investors, the online is it's like a foreign language, right?
Yeah.
And so the ability to have an interpreter, if you will, somebody who can execute at that level is a big deal. And it's a big need in positioning oneself correctly online, because in today's day and age, your website is like your business card.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Gabe, I appreciate taking the time to connect here, man.
And thank you so much for having me.
You bet. For everybody here at Real Grit, I'm Neil Timmins, reminding you that real estate requires real grit. See you next time. Have you thought about getting into commercial real estate but don't know where to start? Or perhaps you're already in it. You want to take your business to the next level. Well, I'm personally inviting you to come to my hometown, Des Moines, Iowa, April 20th, 21st, and 22nd. Our live event, the Commercial Profit Power live event. We're going to be doing live deal analysis. We're doing property visits. We're literally getting in a shuttle and we're going to drive and see multiple assets. Pocket listings. How in the world can you go find listings and build relationships with brokers? How do you find off-market deals? How to structure the financing? So how do we able to raise capital from investors? And how do you put together proper structure when it comes to loans? And of course, there's going to be networking. So I invite you to come. You want to check it out? www.commercialprofitpower.com. That's www.commercialprofitpower.com. I love to see you in person. If you like our content and want more, you can access it at realgritpodcast.com. You hear it guest after guest. Instinctively, you already know it. But let me call it out. The most expensive action is inaction. The real estate market is full of opportunities. You just need to uncover them. You can build a business that lasts for years, makes monumental impact in the lives of those that you love. It's not just about business, but about the freedom you get because of it. Have you ever heard the saying, if you want to go fast, go alone? If you want to go far, go together. I believe that partnering is essential. In fact, I partner with hardworking investors all the time. The point is that you can get a lot further with the right partner. Let me say it again, the right partner. If you've ever thought about partnering with anyone, or if you have a partner now, I encourage you to download my free Partner and Profit Guide, which includes the top 5 must-answer questions to evaluate a profitable partnership. You can find it at www.legacyimpactpartners.com. I'll see you in the next episode.